Yeah, now stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast.
Hello and welcome to a final edition for this season.
Season 2 is over, Mark. I mean, 1's over.
Get your seasons right.
Bugger. I've ruined the podcast in the
You've
first
already ruined it. That's it. The whole thing. Delete them all.
minute.
Delete the whole lot. Yes. Thank you for joining us on our final episode of season 1 of the Talking Basketball podcast. I am Mark.
I have been Paul. You did that deliberately.
I did. Just purposely left that little gap for you, just because you're pressing buttons. And as we all know, and all you listeners, Paul loves to multitask.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Mark, that's the end of season 1.
Yeah, it's been cool.
And how many episodes have we done?
Well, I actually had a little look because you're saying, oh, what's the numbers? And you always ask me the numbers and I always forget. So, in total, we have got 144 episodes.
Wow.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot. I didn't... Yeah.
That is pretty cool. I mean, it's I think 143 out now, and this will be number 144, but that's it for season.
Well, look, this episode is just, I guess, about saying a huge thank you to all our listeners. I mean, just looking at the numbers that you sent us, I don't think anyone sees this other than us. Is that right?
No one can see the numbers now.
Oh, okay. But in a year, in season 1, as season 1 ends, I know you said by the time this episode goes out, and it will go up over a couple of weeks or whatever, but we're currently at 337.2 thousand downloads.
Hey?
337.2 thousand downloads all time for season 1.
Right, you need to have glasses.
What did I say wrong? 337.
Yeah. What's the first number?
Oh.
It's 5.
Jesus.
537,000.
Mark, we are recording this late. 537.2 thousand. Yeah, we're over 500,000.
Only not long ago, was it last month? You were like, we're getting close to 500,000.
Yeah, I know.
That's completely missed your mind, and you thought we were on 300. Anyway, I didn't think we'd get that, so that's amazing.
Can I just give this out to our listeners as a huge thank you? That we only doing this because we can see people are listening, and
yeah, we love it.
If no one was listening, we wouldn't do it. Maybe
We probably would, but just wouldn't release it. We'd just record it and then go home.
The language would be a bit more colourful.
Yes, it
maybe
would
we.
Do you know, my mum actually said, I should listen to more of your episodes. I was like, no, don't do that. She said, I had to listen to the first bit, and I said, where'd you get to? She went, the bit after you said hello and stuff like that. And I was like, that's it. You don't have to listen anymore. Don't worry about that.
Well, look, I've got a question. I mean, this episode, we're just going to do a really brief few questions that people might be interested in, and we're going to give our own Five and Pine as well as the results of Five and Pine. So I've got a question for you, Mark, on behalf of our listeners. So you started this show doing a thing around entertainment and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, Paul, come and do this thing. And then we just went from there. How do you feel that you've started something and you've got over 500,000, 537.2 thousand people have downloaded and listened to you? How does that make you feel?
It's all right, it's good. It's good fun. It's you came and did a show where we were just talking about how audience interaction and music and stuff plays a part to create an atmosphere. And it's like, why don't we just do a basketball podcast? And we did it. And you're my best mate. And it's like, doing it with that. Yeah, my best friend. Friends. But that makes all the difference to me. Like, my number one for doing this podcast is I get to hang out with you weekly. And then we get to do this, and we talk about something that's not only from our childhood, but something that we both love. And we get to talk to really cool people. Like, we interviewed someone tonight, and she'll be coming out in season 2. Not a spoiler, but it was brilliant. You know, and that is I just feel lucky that we get to do it. So again, I want to just echo thank you for anyone who listens. That's my main. That is my biggest thing. What about you?
It's been a journey, is how I'd phrase it. I mean, I just turned up and did it for a laugh. I went, yeah, you were just because you said you want to come and do it. I went, yeah, sure. And then it turned into, I think it was the Portsmouth History one for basketball.
Yep.
And then I think it was like the Mickey Byrne episode, and then Steve Ware came on, and it was like, I think that was the one where it was like, you were like, come back on and we'll do with more guests, and it just went from there. But if you look at the journey and that we've kind of gone through in season 1, it's like, look, we did episodes in Australia. We ended up, the show allowed me to get on an Australian National League basketball court, walk with
sat next to The Voice,
ex-NBA players walking past me, and like, they were huge. You don't appreciate how big the guys are until you see them. And
that's
like,
what she
not
said.
just saying height, I'm talking like shoulders, biceps. You're just like, man, that guy would just
They're big human beings. Yeah.
push me over and kill me. But and then obviously, to go through interviews where we're talking to people we've idolized, and then progressing, and obviously the accident with the teeth, and then how many people reached out through the podcast, like the Newcastle Eagle jersey up there, and the other jerseys and stuff like that. That's what I mean. It's been a journey, and it feels like we've been doing it longer than a year.
Yeah, that's quite weird as well, because literally although we recorded some of the episodes and did it on the previous channel, this channel officially was everything around early mid-September. So it's around actually a year now, pretty much, give or take about a week.
It's quite funny that there were a lot, because you changed the name of the channel, there's a lot, all the stats didn't come from the original channel.
No.
Which we only had going for about, 2 months?
Yeah. And that was from my old one. And then I was like, let's close that down and do it all properly, because, got to index everything and all that nonsense and do all that stuff in the background. But the funny thing is that my question for you is going to be like, what things have stood out for you doing this?
I
was going to say, like,
ask yourself that question as well. I'll do one, you do one. I will start by saying I'm going to group a few people in one.
That's what she said.
Because otherwise I'd be saying them individually. But when you get to interview for a basketball podcast, people you've idolized, Colin Irish, Steve Nelson, Jason Colgan, Dan Lloyd, those guys in particular was just fascinating and just huge ticks. I was just like, wow, that is really cool.
Yeah.
The interaction with those guys, that'd be my first one.
I loved. What was funny is one of the first ones that two of the early ones that really stood out for me. First one was speaking of Andy Rowlands.
Yeah.
Because we've known Andy for a long, long time, and he coached us even when we're juniors. But then hearing his story about basketball, that changed something, because I thought, hang on a minute, we've known Andy a long time, but he's telling us all these things, and he's telling us about stuff. It's like, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know those things. I didn't know those experiences. I didn't know and necessarily appreciate your journey in basketball. And that's when I realized in the podcast, it's like, that's what we're doing. We're sharing people's, like, how basketball is in their journey or in their life, how it affects it. And then the next one, straight after that, we had Steve Davison. And then his story about going to the States and everything. It's like, you can't make this stuff up. It's insane.
Yeah.
And because they were back to back, I almost sat there and thought, I think we've got a thing here. And then obviously all you lovely people who keep listening, and we know we're so grateful, it's kept listening. And then every person that we've spoken to, speak to Ryan, then speak to E-Man. We knew E-Man for ages. What's he doing in Sweden? And it can be people that you think, you've got basketball and you've got a story to tell. And then the legends and the people that we've always aspired to, then there's some people who have been peers. And then some people like Paul Blake, who owns a BBL team or
hang on, how many are you doing here?
No. What I'm saying is, that's our journey. It's like
you've said about 5,
but all of those
you're
things,
putting all 5 in one go.
Yeah, but it's all the same thing. It's all that one thing, and it's like
someone's got a story to tell.
Yeah, but everyone has a story. We've talked. We did the episode about Mick Byrne. That's why I'm bringing it back to that. We did about the history of Portsmouth. There's people all around the country who had that same journey, but with their local team, and had that same experience of there was someone who was a figurehead and a mentor, someone who meant something to them, someone got them into basketball, who made you go, I want to be part of something. And then you're part of a club, and then you're part of a community. And all around the country, all around the globe. And we just own the country, but that's the only second thing. International listeners. Like, we've got people in Japan listening, people in the Philippines. Hello to everyone listening everywhere in the world. If you're not in the UK, Ireland, or above and beyond. Like, that's insane to me. Why is someone in the Philippines listening to us? I don't know. It's crazy. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Because we're getting stories like the Plymouth mascot getting dressed and walking through an airport when they've landed.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
That story is up there.
That was amazing. Or I believe there was a certain gentleman who decided to take his warm-up trousers off, and accidentally the shorts came down as well.
I liked it when you were saying to this is regarding Keith White and Paul Blake. When you were saying to Paul Blake, you need a plaque on the floor to say, "Here almost lieth Keith White, Newcastle Bold Eagle."
Yeah,
that was a really funny moment when he said that.
Look, I think I'd want to say, actually, as well as the people listening, I want to say thank you to the guests that we've had, because we've had some people give a lot of time. You mentioned Paul Blake.
There's no money in this. There's no money in this.
No, and I remember the Colin Irish episode. Go back and listen, because it's amazing. If we do say so ourselves, but you don't see is that Colin was chatting with us because we idolised him. Yeah, for such a long time. But before and after, and when he came off at the end, he was like, "Damn, I didn't realise that was the time." It's like he's given up his Sunday, and But I think that reflects basketball, certainly in the UK and in a lot of places around the world. There's a love of the game. Yeah. The culture is you actually give a lot of your time. Our guest tonight said the same thing. There's a lot of your personal time and your free time that you give up for the sport. And I get the feeling that a lot of sports people around the world in any of their sports do the same thing. You do it for the love of the game and the love of the culture and the community.
I can't help think, though, on that note, if we got £1 for every download, 537.2 thousand, £1 for every one, Mark, we would be a quarter of the way on having that arena in Portsmouth.
That would be amazing. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Would that be a quarter of the way?
A quarter of the way to 2 mil. That's what we were talking about. The other 4 mils coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, well, 7 in total that you need, isn't it? 7.5 or something.
I think we can just do it with 6. So we need to get 2 mil.
Okay.
So if we had £1 for every download.
So hang on, let's just go back. So Newcastle did the Virtu Stadium in about 7.5 or 7.6 or something like that, whatever it was. But you think you can do it in 6? Why? Where's that 1.5 million just skimmed off the top? I'm just curious now.
Because you're creating the Virtu Arena again. That's for 7.
Yeah. You don't want Virtu.
And Paul Blake said you could do it in 6. And that's where the 6 mil came from.
And and the 4 is going to be from backing and everything else.
4 is coming from unknown sources.
Yeah. Okay.
2 million is what we need to get investment. Yeah, when we get that, it'll be all right. But look, that's what I'm saying. If we had £1 for every download, bloody hell, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Quarter of the way there.
That would be very cool. Hey, we would love to get paid for this, no question of that. And we'd do a show every day if we did.
Hey, we get free stuff. I remember I got a free KFC once. That was awesome. Got some free KFC.
Honestly.
Got some free jerseys, signed jerseys. We love the jerseys. We got the jerseys hanging. Anyone who gives us a signed jersey, we put it up in the
I am not going to say
studio.
that we didn't appreciate the jerseys and all the things like that, but I don't think anyone's going to really top your smug face when you walked in with that KFC with the extra bits of chicken.
Yeah. It wasn't just extra chicken. I got a freaking. I only ordered 3 crispy strips, and I had a massive.
You were like, I don't even know if I
thing.
can finish it. You were like, I'm struggling there.
But yeah, that was nice.
But
nice.
we got to say it. You've gone through your own, like you said, a journey. But having your
if you said transition, then I was going to punch you in the testicles.
That's fine. That's fine. I understand why you'd want to touch that area because you're transitioning. But seriously,
I will punch you in the testicles.
That whole
literally quick in the balls.
You're not that quick. You had that.
You should ask my wife.
Oh wow.
Oh dear.
Snowflake warning.
Oh, it's a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good one. But she's never said that either.
Oh.
But honestly, when you had that accident and stuff, psychologically, you know, without getting all dark and gloomy, but that was not a good time for you.
No, not really.
But
thanks for bringing it up.
No, but what I'm saying is, but you know, Elliot and Keith were awesome, and they came and stood in and did some sessions until you were able to, you know, get speaking and stuff again. And that.
Elliot Bridgman, Keith White.
Yep. But did you feel that doing the podcast and having people who were listening, did you feel any, not pressure, but did you ever think like I want to get back to it for them, or did you ever feel it? I'm curious. I've never asked you that, but because you had so many things going on.
I was in a very, very dark place, is what I'd say. It.
Yep.
Is like you get to you can't talk, you're mumbling, and it was just what we're referring to is getting in a basketball game, getting all my top teeth knocked out, and then put back in. So I mean, it was 3 months, the whole thing from start to end. But yeah, that first 3-4 weeks was very, very difficult, and it was nice that those guys could jump in because it then just took that pressure off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to worry about that. That's going. And then I'll be honest, I wasn't even sure I was going to carry on doing it, because it's like when you're at a point where you're like, I can't talk properly, and I'm now at a point where I can pronounce words and stuff. But there was a time when I was like, like, so to be able to talk and do it again, it's like, yeah. What was your question?
But no, that was it. It was really like, because when you went through that, it was like, I don't know what we're going to do, because the show works because it's you and me.
You're saying my comedy, Mark.
Wow. Let's not go too far.
Do you want a joke?
Yeah. Oh, you got one?
Well, you carry on talking and I'll think of one.
Okay. I've got one. A man walks into a bar. Stupid of him, wasn't it? Why did you laugh at that? It's a terrible
That's
joke.
Great. I've got one. I've got a good one for you.
Is it clean?
Yes.
Might not want it then.
There was a man who was dating 3 women.
That's a mistake.
And he was like, look, I want to marry one of these women, but they're all perfect in their own way. They're all perfect, Mark. Don't shake your head. All 3 women were perfect. So he gave them £5,000 each. The first one went and spent it on herself, like hair done, nails, like the injection in the face, whatever it was, that is. And came back and said to him, I've spent that money on myself, so I'm beautiful for you. He's like, okay. The second one he gave £5,000 to, she went and bought him something with the money and said, look, I bought you this. This is my gift to you. You know, that's what she did with the money. The third lady took that £5, and did something with it. She invested in it and made that money back. So she had 10,000. She gave him back the £5,000 and said, I'm taking the £5,000 that you gave me, I'm giving it back to you. And I've made that money. And now I'm going to invest that and build towards our future together. He sat and thought about it, of all the different things. And it was quite obvious which one to go for in the end. He went for the lady with the biggest boobs.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh dear. I might have rushed it a little bit at the end, but I was just about to laugh my head off and not be able to speak. So, that's a good one, isn't it?
Which one was that though? Which one of the three?
Who knows? Right, Mark, should we do the results of Five and Pine for season 1?
Yeah.
A very brief calculation of all the scores.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the challenge was we didn't start Five and Pine with our first guests.
No.
So I was listening to some shows going, where is it?
Yep.
So it took a lot of time. However, I can confirm the top pick for the number 1 shot, like the buzzer beater shot.
I don't think it's going to be a surprise, is it? Hang on.
What are you doing? Yeah. Is Michael Jordan.
It's not a surprise, is it?
That's the number 1 pick.
There was a few unusual ones, but MJ, yeah.
That was the number 1 pick.
Number 1
right.
pick for that clutch shot.
There was such a wide variety of names. It was actually really difficult to work out the Five and Pine.
Yes.
Because there was lots that were ones, if that makes sense,
There
or
were
lots that
of
were
singles.
twos. So I'm just going to give you the top few.
Yep.
Number 1.
Yep.
Is Michael Jordan.
I believe a couple of those Jordans even gave a year on the Jordan as well.
Mm. Mark, number 2. Kobe Bryant. Number 3. LeBron James.
They're not shocked, are they? Do you know what I was surprised that we didn't see more of? We didn't see more Wilts.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I haven't finished my list, Mark.
Oh, go on then.
Number 4, Steph Curry. And the rest are very, there's 3s and 2s.
There's Magic's a few
times.
And
like Bird, Allen Iverson was up there as well.
Yep.
Shaq was up there.
Mm-hmm.
But those 4 guys stood out of everyone.
100%.
They were the highest numbers. So there you go. But Mark, a little special something for our guests. I thought we would come up with our special Five and Pine.
Special.
To end the season. Oh, I got something for our listeners.
Oh, no.
I got something for them.
Is it as good as that joke?
They might find it funnier.
It's not hard.
So, that's what she said.
Come on. I set that one up for you. Come on now.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I try to ignore that when you say that.
No, you don't.
So, this is a little brief story for our listeners of Harris Mark in the studio. Or know how it kind of, what the studio layout. But to get into this studio, you have to go up a lift and then through a dark corridor. And then as you're going through the dark corridor, sometimes the lights light up, sometimes they don't. But then you get into the room, we're in the studio where we're in now. So I like playing with Mark in that corridor. So sometimes I might come out of the lift and go into zombie mode like that. Other times I'll just flap my feet, walk like that really loud. But the best one I did, we were downstairs waiting for the lift to open. Now, some people consider me a great actor. One of the great actors of our time, Mark.
Of our time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I did an impression of a Jedi Knight from Star Wars for Mark, and I was pretending to use the Force. Some people think I was using the Force to open up the elevator, and I was going 100. I was 100% committed to that role at that point.
You were committed. You were committed. I'll give you that.
And as I opened up the elevator using the Force,
No,
there was a lady standing there, just staring at me, like,
yeah, the lady on the same floor as
doing?
me that I see every now and again, and probably looks at me like, "Oh yeah, you're the guy who had that special needs guy come in or something."
That you're not allowed to say that.
Why not? You definitely look like you. So
I used
this world.
Jedi Knight skills to open that up, and then the greatest part of it, she looked at me like, "What are you doing?" So I had to tell her. I said, "That's Jedi from Star Wars."
Yeah, that's why I said special needs.
And she looked at me and just put her head down and walked off. And then we went in the lift and came up. There's a little story, Mark, that no one would know other than you.
Yeah. I try to forget it. Unfortunately, I see the lady around the work all the time, so that's good.
We do have little fun times. Right. Who's going first with Five and Pine?
You.
Right.
You're doing it.
Here is my Five and Pine.
Got him.
Oh.
You like that, don't you?
We've been listening to so many Five and Pines. People definitely ask us all the time, what's your Five and Pines?
Yep.
This is my 100% serious Five and Pine. Number one, I'm going to go with Billy Hoyle.
Billy Hoyle.
Billy Hoyle from White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, for God's sake.
Played by Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
Billy Hoyle. Billy Hoyle. Remember he says that?
Yes.
Okay, Billy. Can you count, Billy? Remember that bit? On that note, I'm also going to put in Sidney Dean.
Sidney Dean.
From White Men Can't Jump. That is going to be a serious...
What was the name of the two guys that they played against? Was it like the goose and the duck or something like that?
Yeah. They didn't get in my squad. Sidney Dean is number 2.
God.
My third pick, I need a big man. There's only one man I can go to, one man I can rely on. And that's Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon?
Jackie Moon.
From that.
From Semi-Pro. Why are you pressing that every time?
Why not?
Jackie Moon.
I'm locking it in.
Come on, you baby, love me sexy.
I'm not a fan of that film, but yeah.
I want to do a little thing to you. I want to do a little thing to you. When I say love me, you say sexy. Love me.
Sexy.
Hey, there we go. I like when he goes, I want to fill the bathtub full of sweat. Anyway, Jackie Moon is in.
Oh, no.
At number 3.
I don't know where this is going. That's 3. Okay.
This is going to be a tough one, Mark, for people to get. I've lost him. Where is he? Here he is. Straight in as Scott Howard.
Who the hell's Scott Howard? Is that his acting name, or is that the character name?
In Ignoramus.
Is that the character name?
The character. These are all characters from films. Scott Howard is straight in my team. Arguably one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Scott Howard.
If I tell you the actor, you'll get it.
It's not the guy from, is it Bedazzled? The one where he turns into that.
Scott Howard was played by Michael J. Fox.
Oh, Teen Wolf.
There is no regulations that say you can't play with lots of hair on your body.
Thank God for me.
Michael J. Fox and Scott Howard, they're in that team. Billy Hoyle, Sidney Dean, and Jackie Moon.
That's 4. You need 5.
We're going to go with number 5. Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Jesus Shuttleworth. He got game.
There you go. Played by Ray Allen. He's in.
Ray.
That's number. What's that? Is that
That's number 5. So who's on the bench? Who's gracing the pine?
Oh, this is tough. No, it can only be one man, Mark. Oh man, I shouldn't have put him on the bench. No, I'm going to put him on the bench. It's someone from Space Jam. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
Well, you thieved my one. I've said it all season. Michael Jordan locked him.
I was tempted to put in Calvin Cambridge, played by Bow Wow from Mike. I was tempted to put him in, but he just missed out.
You're not going to put Bugs Bunny in?
No, Mark, this is a serious 5 and fine. All right. Coaching these guys can only be one man, and that's Ken Carr. Coach Ken Carr. Played by Samuel L. Jackson. Coach Carter. There you go. There's my 5 and pine. Arguably the greatest 5 and pine you've ever heard, and I'm going to give myself that. Boom. I think you'd have to go a long way to find a 5 and pine that could beat my 5 and pine there.
All right.
Oh. Mark's 5 and pine.
I'm going to start mine off. Mr. Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp, that's a good one. That's like a proper one.
Next, I'm going to have Gary Payton.
Okay, 2 Seattle Supersonics.
Next, I almost had Ray Allen, believe it or not, in there.
Are these all supersonic players you're saying?
Listen, it's my 5 and pine. So Ray Allen stayed.
Wow. We both had... Well, I didn't have Ray Allen. I had Jesus Shuttlesworth in my squad.
Number 4, Kevin Durant.
This is literally Seattle.
Number 5,
There's no way you wouldn't put Luka in yours.
Christian Laettner.
I'm going to give you one of that. Hang on.
No, God!
Why Christian Laettner?
He was on the dream team.
No!
How dare you?
No!
Christian Laettner was on the dream team.
Yeah, but Christian Laettner was like...
Christian Laettner on the dream team, yes or no?
Yeah, he was.
Was he on the... There we go.
But he was like
Arguably
a token gesture, wasn't he?
Arguably the best basketball team that's ever been assembled.
What, your 5 and pine?
No.
The dream team.
And he was part of the dream team.
I've got another show for us, Mark.
And number 6, Michael Jordan. Because I've said it all season and I'm sticking by it. And that's right. I'm playing Laettner.
Wow.
And I'm having Jordan. Can you imagine Michael Jordan sitting on the bench? And not just anyone, but going...
He's not even playing, Mark.
You're not even playing. You got Christian Laettner on there, Mike. But you're going to sit on the bench. I don't think that'd inspire him, to be fair. That might make him quite angry.
It depends on what Michael Jordan we're talking about. If it's Michael Jordan 2024, you just have a cigar and we're like, yeah, that's fine.
I'm talking like 96, 97 Jordan. Like he'd be spitting flames.
He'll be coaching. Who's coaching this team?
I did think who could get the most out of these players. And I'm going left field. I'm going for Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday.
Yes.
Because as left field as that sounds, if you haven't watched that film,
We're going to claw for that inch.
go watch that. Go watch that speech he does and you go, that's awesome.
Arguably one of the greatest speeches
Yeah.
in a film for sport.
But it's
isn't it?
Yeah. Now look, I'm leaning into the fact we've talked to some awesome people, and a lot of things they're saying when you get to those upper echelons, when we talk to Mark Stuttle and stuff like that, they're talking about how they're as a coach and as someone you're trying to guide people. You're not telling them how to play the game. You're trying to get the most out of them. That Al Pacino speech, that's got to be up there. Surely.
Yeah, that would do it.
There you go.
I think my team could beat your team.
No chance.
Easily.
Sean Kemp will be dunking on them, crotch in the face, give them the point, And at some point I'll go,
Jackie Moon will be sorting out all of the inside. All the inside.
listen, I'd want to see Jesus Shuttleworth match up against Ray Allen. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus is the younger player.
Well, I could have gone Chris Bosh. That was the other option. Or Detlef Schrempf.
Well, there you go. A serious 5 and pine
Yeah,
to end the season. That was quite nice, wasn't it?
that was very nice.
Do you like mine?
I did. Do you know what? I've got to say, I think your coach is probably the highlight there.
I like it when he comes in. Guy goes, "Can I play now?" He goes, "You owe me 80 suicides
Yeah.
and 1,000 press ups."
If you haven't ever watched that and you're a basketball fan, there's something wrong with you, because that's probably one of Samuel Jackson's best performances ever, and all the supporting cast and everything, they're brilliant. But that's what you want as a coach. You want someone to inspire you, don't you?
I want to inspire as many people as I can now, and this is going to be my last words for season 1. I'd like to inspire as many people as I can to rebel against badminton.
Maybe we should make a tape.
That's my last words.
Rebel against badminton. Do you know what we're going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do.
I'm out.
Shall we do a drop of some limited edition t-shirts, Talking Basketball t-shirts, and I'll come up with a graphic and it will say
F badminton. On the
no,
front.
it will say Rebel against badminton.
Yeah.
That'll be what it'll say on it.
I'll sleep in that. Sleep in it. I'll wear it underneath my shirt at work. I'll run in it at the gym. I'll run in it after basketball.
Well, I mean, that's a horrible thought.
I'll have a few. I'm not going to
No, just get
lie
one each.
in sweat.
We're not made of money. You get one.
Oh.
But look, we've got some nice things coming up for season 2.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've got some good things coming
Mark,
up.
I'm going to speak on behalf of our listeners. Our listeners are demanding visuals. Visuals! We didn't take a picture of our guest tonight.
Oh,
I even told you. You're terrible.
You see, you told me, but then you carried on chatting, so I forgot about it.
That is your job.
Oh,
You're a disgrace.
How's that my job?
That is your job. You're a disgrace.
Okay.
Visuals, they keep saying.
Yep. We should do visuals.
I like that video thing you did on the basketball court. That looked quite cool.
Yeah, well, I've got the green screen up here. We can do something on that. So
that's the one thing a lot of people always say to me.
This is what I want for next season. So if you've got this far,
Signed jerseys?
of course, send us all your basketball stuff. I'll give you an address. We're going to put something out there. We could do PO box, whatever. We want to get more interactive with everyone who listens. That is my whole
UK basketball podcast at gmail.com.
Yep. And I'm even thinking of changing that and maybe having it or adding another one onto it. So we have a Talking Basketball podcast. We actually have Mark and Paul.
Well, you got to do
We
it
have our own separate
before
emails.
This episode goes out. Plus, I might go and buy the domain.
Yeah. Well, I've already got the domain, so you can go kiss my butt. But the whole point is we might have a Discord coming out. I'm not sure.
What's a Discord?
Discord channel is basically like a whole big forum, but we're going to have all the different things. People are going to have conversations. So we've tried doing some stuff on a WhatsApp with some people that we know, but Paul will say it first. You suddenly then end up getting like 50 different WhatsApp groups that all appear with multiple messages in, and just trying to stay on top of it is impossible. So, and even if we do it with, there's 4 or 5 people who can message almost daily and stuff about the show and everything.
Certain people send us messages
Yep.
where the audio
Is not suitable.
is not suitable for the workplace.
No, definitely not.
So if I do not press play to any videos anymore because of, you all know the audio clip I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a few people, not naming any names, Tim Arnold, but who send stuff through.
Disgrace.
It's shocking.
Disgrace.
But if we have a Discord or something like that, it'd be like a forum. People can go on there, and we have different clubs, and we'll have places all around the world, different communities. We want to get people talking. That's what the name of the show is about. We want to talk to more people internationally, all around the country. But we want to hear from you. You know, we want to hear suggestions for the show. What works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you want to see more of, what you want to hear more of. If people want to write the show, if they want to do correspondence bits or whatever, contact us. That's all I want from the show next season. Not too much to ask.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Mark. That's the end of season 1. Do you have any last words?
Thank you for doing it with me. Look forward to the next one.
All right. What I meant for our listeners.
Keep listening. That's it. Thank you so much. I'm still grateful and shocked and love it. So I'll keep doing it if you keep listening. Simple as that.
My last words to listeners will be rebel against badminton and believe in yourself and you can achieve anything.
Oh, God.
Rebel
really?
against badminton.
Yeah, let's go with that one. That's much more fun.
No, that was to do with badminton. You ruined it.
Why? Why is that to do with badminton?
If we believe in ourselves, we can get it so it's not a sport anymore. We can achieve it.
Or what we could do is just buy loads of that tape that Paul Blake was talking about, the tape that you put over lines on basketball courts. Buy loads of wood tape and then send it to people with basketball courts, and then they got a tape over the badminton lines just for a laugh. And just leave it on there.
Yes.
Just have a global thing of everyone just go and tape up the badminton courts.
Burn the nets.
Oh, God. No, don't. No.
If we get rid of the nets, they can't play.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You think that's it?
Yeah, burn the nets.
That's the secret. Mate, if some nets get burned, this is on you, 100%. We're not advocating
we need to do some videos,
destruction
Mark.
of property.
We need to do some videos. I'm going to burn a badminton net
Oh,
live on the show and call it Rebel Against Badminton. Mark, there's something in that. A Rebel Against Badminton episode. There's something in that.
Oh, no.
Right.
It's one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of scenarios, isn't it?
We go. We ready to roll?
We are ready to roll. So anytime that you're ready, we can end up season 1 of the Talking Basketball podcast. And we'll be back next season, and it'll only be in a week or so. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. It's been a massive honour. I have been Mark.
And I've been Paul, and a big shout out to everyone listening. You're all bloody legends. Except those who play badminton.
Oh. What have they got to do if they play badminton?
Burn the nets. Rebel. We can do it.
Thank you all. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone.